Halivikayiwe. So, good morning. How are y'all? Informal greeting in Kurdish, I think. Who knows? I may have just insulted someone's family for all I know. But I do know it's coming along. It's not coming along quickly, but you got to keep plugging away. Hope y'all had a good Memorial Day weekend. So this week's research assignment is kind of weird. It's not really even research. What I'd like for you to start looking at is teen life in your host country. I know that sounds weird, but kind of the things we're looking for, identifying are, what's the adult age? When are you considered an adult? How are teens incorporated into the culture? Are they an active part of the culture? Are they an afterthought? Where do they sit in the family hierarchy? Those kind of things. But also some of the traditional roles of teens. I don't know how you kind of find that out, and I know that the evolution of that in each one of your countries is going to be a little bit different. Some of them are going to be more traditional. Some of those are going to be very modern, and each one of you will have to kind of identify that for yourself. But I think one of the things that I'd like for you to look at mainly is trends. Kind of what it would be like to have a role in your host family as a teenager. So that's kind of your first goal in your first research assignment. Since many of you are going to be going on vacation with your families maybe prior to camp, I wanted to go ahead and also give you the next to last research assignment, which isn't even a research assignment. It's a recommendation. So each of you in your applications wrote a letter or a summary about yourself, an essay. I don't know, some people go crazy and do 2 or 3 pages. Others do barely 2 paragraphs about themselves. But what I think would be important for you to do, if you have not done so already, is to write that letter in your host country language. I think that it's a matter of respect, and you hear respect out of me a lot, but I think it's a matter of respect that you send this letter to your host country in their own language. Will it be perfect? Maybe. Will it have some mistakes? Probably. But one of the things it's going to show is effort on your part. And I think if you sit down and you manage to write this out, bring it with you, and maybe if we have someone at camp that speaks your language, then they can help you with how it sounds. The other thing I think it will help you with is using that as a template when you're speaking to your host Rotary Club the first time. And that can occur within the first couple of weeks for some of you, and it may not occur for months with others. But I think if you've done this letter and you've done it correctly, what you can do is use that as a guideline when you stand up in front of your host Rotary Club, or even perhaps your school, and they say, hey, who are you and why are you here? Can you say something? You can use that and you can read that, and it's not going to be perfect, but that's okay. Language is not perfection, okay? So you'll get these assignments and you'll look at the first one and you'll go, Norm, you have in here language again. I firmly believe in language. I think it's one of those connection points. You've heard me and you will hear me talk ad nauseum about how important I think language is. Yes, immersion, you will get language. If you show up in your host country with no language skills, will you survive? More than likely. What impression are you going to have, though, on those around you? That's the other thing to consider, the impression that you will give by having put forth the effort to at least try, and at least try to say the language. So, teen life, what it looks like, what it feels like, what it can be, and how will that help you incorporate into your culture. Keep working on your languages. I'm going to keep working on my language. And write your letter out in your host country language. Whether you send it or not is up to you. I would if I were you. I would send that if you have not done so already, or if your youth exchange officer has not attached that to the application you sent. I would send that once, if you know the host Rotary Club, an introductory letter of yourself. It doesn't hurt to make a good impression. And then there'll be one more kind of research assignment after that, but you've got the major ones in your hands already. You can start working on those. You can maybe get those done before that vacation comes up. We're looking at about 4.5 weeks now till camp starts. I'm excited, I really am. I think you're gonna have a blast. I think you're gonna have some challenges, hopefully. But I think that in the long run, there's no way you're going to thank me for these research assignments. So anyways, y'all have a good week and be safe out there. And if it's starting to get hot in your part of the world, hydrate. I don't know, words of wisdom, maybe. Anyways, take care, guys. We'll talk later. If you have any questions, you know how to get us. Bye.